Hello, everybody, and welcome to my very, very late goals update. Considering that we're already halfway through April. Um, Not really sure when that happened, but I figured, you know what? I'm committing to this YouTube thing, so I'm gonna make the video, even if it is a bit late, just so that I'm not missing. It's like doing your goals monthly as a series. So if you miss one, it kind of ruins the whole vibe. So here we are. So as you may or may not know, I divided my goals this year into quarterly goals. So like I have my yearly goals and then I've divided those equally into quarterly goals. And I'm sharing them on my social media on a quarterly basis, but giving you guys monthly updates. And so obviously it's April now, so the first quarter of the year is done. So I updated with new goals, but obviously I want to tell you guys how I did with my goals first before we dive into the new goals. So I'm just going to read through them and give you guys my thoughts. So my first goal was to make $2,500 in revenue. And as I've said, that's just my $10,000 yearly goal divided into equal parts for the quarters. But I always expected to make more between like April to September than I did expect to make in the early months of the year. So I didn't really expect to get the 2,000, and I didn't. But I did get to, sorry, I've got my notes here. I did get to $464.67. So that is really, really good for the first couple months of the year, because usually you don't get, people have less money after Christmas. They're not buying as much stuff. So you don't usually see a lot of sales, but I did really well. Um, Pardon me. My other goal was to make $500 of that 2,500 with my um, self-publishing course, EHP Academy. I did not get that out, so of course I did not make any money from it, but I put that goal in there because I wasn't quite sure when I would get it finished. But the next one is to sell 125 books, and I'm super, super happy to say I sold 109, which is again incredible for the first few months of the year. Like, you don't typically see that many sales. At least I don't. I'm sure there's lots of authors out there that do, but for me, like, I usually get maybe 10 in the first 3 months of the year, so to get 100 is really good. Spoiler alert, April has not been great, but I'm happy to have the sales that I did in January to March. I also have read 6 books, and I managed to read 5. I will admit that 4 of those were rereads of my own books, but it still counts because I still took the time to sit down and read the book. So I read Silent Night, Sacred Brews, Solemn Vow, Assassins Below, and then the one book I read that wasn't mine was We Who Wrestle with God by Jordan B. Peterson. You can catch my full review also on my channel of that book. I didn't bother to review my own books because I feel like, obviously, I like them, I wrote them. Next goal was to get into 2 libraries, and I did manage that one. A library in the Northwest Territories actually bought 1 or 2 ebook copies of one of my books, and then I had the Woodview Public Library in Ontario order some physical copies. So I will be doing an event there also this year, so keep an eye out. And then I also wanted to get into 2 bookstores. I did manage to get into one, Between the Covers Co. They're an online bookstore right now, but they will be doing pop-ups with their little, it's not a food truck, it's like a book truck that they're going to have in New Jersey. So if you are local to New Jersey, definitely check them out. And then I did a bunch of research on other bookstores to continue that goal in this quarter. Also, the other half of my goals were to get 6 new reviews. I don't believe I got any new reviews, which kind of sucks, but is what it is. I can't really control who reviews the books, so I just am happy when they do. And get 6 new newsletter subscribers. I got 3, so I did half. It's not terrible, again, for the first quarter of the year. I wanted to attend 1 book event, which I did. The Love Your Local Authors Book Fair in Kirkfield. Awesome. I sold the book there. And then for numbers, get 75 Instagram followers and 78 TikTok followers. They might seem like odd numbers, but again, I divided my yearly goals into equal numbers for each quarter. So 75 Insta and 78 TikTok followers, and I got 115 Insta followers and 1,086 TikTok followers. So if you didn't watch my other goal update videos, I went viral on TikTok in January and got like 1,000 followers in like 3 days. It was crazy. It has since slowed down dramatically, but I still have over 1,000 followers, so I still get that link in bio, which was like the big plus of getting that push, which was really nice. I am still down on my Instagram yearly goal though, because some point after getting all these, I went through my Instagram followers and deleted like a bunch of followers, like bots, deleted accounts, people that don't, like, you can just tell that like they're following you for scammy reasons. So I deleted like so many. I don't know, probably like 300. It took forever, but it just feels better. Like, why are you following me if you don't care about my content, right? If you're not here for a reason, why are you here? So yeah, so it sucks. Like, my overall count is down, but I did get new followers in the quarter. So, and then my last goal, so like numerical goal for the quarter, was to interview for one podcast. I did not get that done, but I did sign up for one, and I also signed up for a blog interview thing for later in the year. So I did do some things towards that, just didn't actually get any podcast recorded. And then moving on from goals, you may or may not know if you're watching, my goals for the year are also divided into 3 categories. Goals, which are numerical things that I might not necessarily have complete control over. Then I have projects, which are my big things that'll span multiple quarters. And then I have my intentions, which is like daily things that I want to do in my like more personal life. So for projects, I had EHP Academy, which I did work on. I recorded 1 module. I really wanted to do more, but life. Finished Project Ruin Draft 3, which I did do, thank God. Finalized the Guild Trilogy cover rebrand, did that. Touch base on the Guild Trilogy audiobooks, I did that, and we created a rough timeline for the year. So keep an eye out for official updates on that soon. And then also research Amazon/Facebook ads. I actually ran Amazon ads from about mid-January to the end of March. They did really well, but I spent a lot of money on it. In my own personal terms, like, to a lot of people, like, it wasn't a lot of money in the grand scheme of things, but it was a lot of money, in my opinion, to be spending on ads for the amount of return that I was getting. So, I don't know, I have to, like, rethink ads. I'm not going to do them this quarter. I'm going to give it a break, because we don't really have a lot of disposable income right now. But I'll have to, like, rethink it, see if there's a way to get either, more people buying or get the costs down, but we'll have to see. And then my last project was to get signed copies on my website, which I did not complete. Work computer. Okay, and then my intentions. Sorry, my foot's going to sleep the way I'm sitting here. I wanted to work out 2 to 3 times a week. I was doing that pretty consistently until I had a car accident early in February, so I haven't been to the gym since. Hopefully going back, I don't know, maybe by the end of April, I hope to go back to the gym. Book a long weekend off. Didn't do that, just there's too much life stuff going on with the car and financial issues, but hope to do that this quarter. Go on 3 date nights. I don't know how many we did, but like we spend a lot of time together anyway, so like I know that we're still good. Bake at least once. I did make a apple crisp and chocolate cookies, and then work on better skin/hair care. I can say that I did not do that. I'm really bad at like putting aside all the like personal things. It's just, It's so easy just to not prioritize that, right? Trying to be better, but it's hard. So yeah, that is the results for the first quarter of the year. I didn't do too terribly in my opinion. I'm quite proud of the sales that I did, and like I definitely moved the needle on a bunch of stuff, so it's good. I'm happy. Now, moving on to quarter 2 goals. So obviously April, May, June. So I take my, for like the monetary, like the goals themselves, like the number stuff, I take the yearly, subtract what I did in the first quarter, and then divide the remainder by 3. So the goals, the more I don't make the goals, the higher the goals go up in the following quarters. So I need to make $3,200 in revenue to stay on track for my yearly goal. I need to make 650 of that be from EHP Academy, which I hope to launch next month. Again, stay tuned. I need to sell 150 books, which is awesome because I sold so many the month before that this hasn't gone up extravagantly. Read 7 books. Already got 1 down. There will be a review for Games Untold by Jennifer Lynn Barnes shortly, possibly the same day I post this one. I need to get into 3 libraries and get into 3 bookstores. Oh, computer is not going with me. Okay. Get 8 new reviews for my books, get 7 newsletter subscribers, attend 3 bookish events, get 65 Instagram followers and 100 TikTok followers. Now, I exceeded my yearly TikTok goal in January, basically. So I just decided that I want to try to get 100 TikTok followers a quarter from this point forward. So we'll see how that goes. An interview for 2 podcasts since I didn't get the one done in the first quarter. Now my projects have shifted a bit because obviously I completed some of them. So getting EHP Academy done is my main project for this quarter. Like I said, hoping to launch it in May. I've already recorded a few modules. I have a couple more to go, and then I just kind of gotta put it all together. And then from that point forward, it'll just be like adding stuff to it afterwards just to make it better. Then the second project is finishing, doing the next draft of my next novel, Project Ruin. It is currently with my critique partner, so when she's done with it, I will work on the next draft. Hopefully be able to do more than just draft 4 this quarter, but until I get it back from her, I don't know what my timeline looks like. Second here. Okay, my laptop is not quite dying yet. We got time. Draft a novella, which I haven't announced yet, but that's just a little taste. There's a novella coming. Produce the Silent Night audiobook. I think we're hoping for June release. Surprise! I will announce the official release date on my Instagram page once that is ready, and then get signed copies on my website, which is a project from the first quarter that we've added into the second quarter because I didn't do it. And I hopefully should have time to get it done. Just gotta sit down and do it. Oh dear. No, I don't. What did I click on? No, I think I just refreshed the page accidentally. Whoopsies. And then, last but not least, my intentions. I have taken it from 2 to 3 times a week to working out twice a week, just because it's been 2 months, about, well, by the time I get back to it, it'll be 2.5 months since I actually worked out. So I don't think I can get up to 3 times a week right yet, but I want to get back to twice a week for sure. Again, want to book a long weekend off of work. Right now it is Easter weekend, but that doesn't count because I get that off already. Go on 3 date nights. We've already done 1. Read every day. Well, it's the 18th of April, and I can tell you I have not been doing that. But I have been doing better about finding time, little pockets of time to read just for fun, instead of trying to fit in something to be productive. Bake at least once, which I already have done, banana bread, and work on a better skin slash hair care routine yet again. And I can tell you right now that I have not started that yet. But yeah, the quarter is still young, so there is lots of time to get back on that. But yeah, that concludes my goals, projects, and intentions, the results of first quarter, and what I'm planning to do this quarter. You will get an update in the early parts of May. Hopefully, I can stick to a better schedule with this soon. But yeah, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you have stuff that you're working on, you want to tell me how it's going in the comments, definitely feel free to do that. I want to cheer you on. And if there's anything that I'm doing that you want to hear more about, let me know. Anyway, I will talk to you guys again soon.